So I'm making this video to inform you that, well, there's people who walk amongst you that don't have souls. Yeah. It could even possibly, be somebody you know, someone who you love. So let me tell you. So lately, I don't know, it's been weighing on my heart a lot. Things that Most High has revealed to me about Satan's army. How they are created, who his army is, for example. I put this information out years ago, but it's been laying on me real hard to do it, like a lot right now. So I'm going to start with this video. There are people that's living, that's breathing, that live great successful lives, some not so successful lives. These people look like you. They look like me. And they don't have souls. They don't have souls. They don't have a place to go. When they close their eyes, they have no place. They're stuck. Like, I don't know if it's purgatory or what, but let me just tell you what God told me. Okay. All right. So basically he was telling me about, let's start with the surrogates. So he was explaining to me that these procedures like surrogate mothers, the IVF, freezing eggs, freezing sperm, all of that. He was explaining to me that these procedures may create, beings, but these are not beings with souls. Okay. So how he explained it to me is that whenever you take and jack up the process, which is a beautiful process, to have relations, intimacy with your partner, your husband and your wife, hopefully, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, you got to tighten that up. And you produce a baby while peen is in the vagina. I don't know what you can and can't say on this app no more. It's so crazy. You can say triple X stuff on some days, and other days you can't say teetaloo winky, child. I don't know. But anyway, so if it is not having traditional sex, then your baby, that child, the petri dish child, the test tube child, the surrogate child, whatever it is, the IVF, they don't have a soul. So he basically explained that his spark is not in these people. It's not. So you and your husband want to have a baby, for example, and for whatever reason, you can't have a baby. It's probably because they done put leads and all kinds of stuff in the food and the air. Probably because they didn't change the frequencies on the 6G towers, the different towers out here, and you can't have a baby, right? So now you're trying to see what can I do to have a baby, and you done went to the hoodoo lady, because you know what I'm saying, and that didn't work out. You done went, to the doctor, and that didn't work out. I'm not saying to go to the hoodoo lady. People have done it, okay? But I'm not saying that's what you do, right? So you go to the doctor, and then they recommend that you do some type of procedure, and just let us take your husband's sperm out. We'll freeze it, diesel it, and then we'll get your egg. We'll put them together, and then you know what? We can implant a woman of your choice, right? We'll call her a surrogate. And then she will carry the baby. And then voila, 9 months later, you have a baby. But that baby was not created the way that the Most High said to be created. Therefore, that is not his creation. It does not have a soul. Okay. Now, and this is going to be very hurtful because, I remember back in the days when they were testing people eggs, and I remember telling my friend, she up there, girl, they're going to pay me $20,000, $30,000 to get my eggs, and all I got to do, and I'm like, girl, you're going to let somebody actually get your eggs? Like, your body, like, are you for money? Are you serious? Like, you could have little babies running around here. You don't even know. But money, money. It's the root to all evil, ain't it? So anyways, yeah, so there was a time they were posting these ads. I remember it, commercials, newspapers. That's how long ago it was, y'all. People were still reading newspapers, right? Online, whatever. And it was all about women giving up their eggs, right? And I'm sure many years before that, because I remember at this point, sperm was, what they call it, the sperm donors, frozen pops, so that was a big thing way before that, right? But same principle, right? You're taking what the Most High wanted inside of the man and woman to come together to create. You're taking that, separating, splitting it, dividing it, putting it in petri dish under microscopes and things, putting it in a needle and sticking it up inside of somebody else or in some machine or in something, and then you think it's going to have a soul. It doesn't have a soul. And so when you look at people like Blue Ivy, and I don't care what nobody say, everybody saw that baby fold, that baby bump fold. Everybody saw Beyonce belly fold when she was quote unquote pregnant with Blue Ivy. We know she did not have that baby. I have showed the legal documentation of the woman who sued her and Jay-Z. Go to Pacer and go look it up. And I showed the documentation of them being sued by this white woman, by the way, because they wouldn't pay her $1 million. So she was suing them for either her $1 million or for Blue to the Ivy. Okay. Now, Blue Ivy don't have a soul. So now while y'all calling the girl slow and all of that, I remember when she was young and stuff. It ain't that she's slow. She does not have a soul. She don't have a soul. The other little girl, Northwest, Kim Kardashian, she paid a surrogate something like $100,000. I remember it was like, it's a big story because remember they were trying to get you to do it. Remember they was trying to get you to sell your soul by bringing in soulless children. Okay, so they got the big people like Kim Kardashian to flaunt off that, oh, my body is this and that. And, I'm just not going to have the baby, but I want a baby. So we'll just pay somebody to have the baby. Right. And so Northwest does not have a soul. And this is sad, guys, because it's a lot of human beings on this planet that don't have souls. I don't care how much you preach to them. I don't care how much you teach them. They don't have souls. There is no possibility of them meeting with the Most High. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know if they're judged because they have no soul in the first place. Okay. Now, there is a bigger agenda, and this is where this get really, conspiracy. You probably thinking it's already conspiracy, but it's not. When he telling me stuff, I just know that it is. Now, I have not yet went out and did deep research on this, okay? But I've seen information come and go, especially with everything happening in 2020. Chris, you know how you like that crispy chicken, but you add a to it, like a ER, right? So when you start learning about things like that and how to like to cut and snip and edit and paste the D to the N to the A, edit it up just a little bit, just the M to the R, the N into the A. When they do those things and we use discernment on what I'm speaking about and we look it up, we start to find out, wait, this could be possible that they customize babies, that they really do have what the dude, what's the dude, designer? Is that his name? Designer babies. They actually, you can design a baby by putting in the eye color you want, the hair color you want, putting in the intelligence you want, putting in the athletic ability you want. Do you think they have souls? Do you think, let me help you out, they don't have souls, okay? When the Most High Yah created us, he said, you were beautifully and wonderfully made. I made you. not man. This is man making you. When you go to a doctor and you do the IVF thing, okay, that's man making you, geneticists making you, doctors making. That's not the Most High. Okay, that's not his creation. And it's so sad because they have tricked so many people, couples, men, women. They have tricked people into this devil, this demon and his minions to make money in that field called the medical field. They have tricked people. They have used things to make you absolutely not to be able to have a child. And I've been saying this forever. The birth rate ain't low just because it's low and, oh my, we don't know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. Y'all is trying to get money out of the people. And so you got to take away, they always take away what the Lord gives us and then sell it back. Kind of like an apple tree. They chopped them all down, made sure you couldn't have no more orange trees, apple trees, fruit trees, nut trees. I remember we had pecans growing around here in everybody's yard almost. And all these different trees and Chinese plums, and you can't find that stuff. No, we used to have dandelions, free medicine, just all on the highways, just all in your front yard, all in your backyard. Onions, especially, I remember driving, you get close to Georgia, baby. You smell nothing but onions, okay? It's just growing everywhere. Now, what they have done is killed that, grew it in a lab, or took it to a farm, and now you have to buy it. Just like your water. We used to have good, clean, pure, drinking, organic water. Springs, even hot springs, where you can swim in the water, be healed in the water, drink the water. And now here in Florida, they almost all shut down. You got a few of them springs still open. But now if you want water, they bottle it up and sell it to you. So what I'm trying to say is, this is no different. Okay, it's a life. Who cares? There's money to be made, right? So there's making sure that women can't get pregnant so they can sell you a baby with no soul. That's what's going on. But see, this is what the Most High explained to me, that this is a part of Satan's army. I'm going to make a playlist because this is just one part of Satan's army. He told me they was going to use Satan's using several methods. And one is this surrogacy, this IVF, this not having babies traditionally. These are the people that's going to flip and turn on you. If you are a true follower of the Messiah. See, I don't like to use the word Christian. I know you understand when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And we are in Babylon, America. This is Greek. This is Rome. Just look at the statues in all of our downtown areas. Just look at our Statue of Liberty. Just look at our artwork. We are in Greek. We are in Rome. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I will say, Jesus, or I will say, the things that the Romans do, right? But the truth is that if you are a follower of the Messiah, Yahushua, some call him Jesus Christ, if you are a true follower of him, these are the people that's going to turn on you. Now, I'm still trying to figure it out. Do these people know they don't have souls? Do these people, is it just going to click one day? Like, do they have some type of so that people that don't have souls, they just somehow, because I keep getting something about frequencies and frequencies and frequencies. Frequencies is going to play a big role in this, and I don't understand how exactly. But it's like they're going to turn on you, like they're going to know, oh, you're a true believer. Oh, you really set apart. Oh, you really, you know what I'm saying? You're not lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? You don't celebrate the holidays. You actually do what the commandments say to do. Oh, you actually keep the law. Oh, you actually repent daily. Oh, you actually pray over your meals. Oh, you actually forgive people. Oh, you must be one of them people over there, the set apart ones. You must not only be a believer or a hearer of the word, but you must be a doer of the word. And so therefore we don't like you. Because see, our daddy Satan, their daddy Satan hates you. And we are the seed of that. Literally, the seed of Satan. Literally. And they're going to turn you. And let me tell you this now. And you know, and what I'm telling you now, this is just, you know, at this point, what I'm telling you is my thoughts, not God. My thoughts. I feel like, though he did tell me this, that entities was going to inhabit this army, Satan's army. So he told me the different methods. And he said that fallen angels, entities, was going to enter into different things. One of these things is Northwest, Blue Ivy. Anybody you know that has a surrogate child or a child that was created by IVF or any other term that you want to come up with. All right. I believe that once they are inhabited, like, I don't know if CERN is going to really power up good and the portals are going to be open, and then all the wicked, unclean spirits is going to go into them. I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. And they tell you this not only in the movies and the music and all the things and the commercials and the bulletins and all of that. They're telling you this and they're letting you know. But I'm telling you, I was shocked when the Most High told me this. But it started making sense. So let me tell y'all what I mean by that. I live in Florida. I'm kind of older. I'm almost 50. So when I was growing up, here, just a little quiet place, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a New York, a Miami, a Chicago. You know, it's just a chill, laid back place. You know what I'm saying? We real slow. Everybody say we slow. Meaning we take our time, baby. We ain't finna be rushing and bustling. We say hello. We speak to people when they, hi, how you doing? We nice, we friendly, we cook for you, we serve you. That's just how it is down here, baby, for the original blooded ones. Catch this. So I started noticing people started acting funny, probably, I want to say, in my 20s. And I was like, these people are so rude. And I remember, like, because I'm the type of person, I'm like, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I even do that to kids. I'd be like, yes, ma'am. Like, I'd be like, please, thank you, that type of thing. And I remember in my 20s, like when I would be working with people or whatever, maybe shopping, whatever. And you'll be like, oh, excuse me. Or, oh, could you please? Or you'd be like, oh, thank you. I remember, you know, they would look at me all weird and funny. I was like, oh my God, they act like they're from another planet. Like, do they not know what thank you mean? Or, you know, I don't know. They would be like very hateful looking at me. Like, who are you? And what, like, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. But now it's making sense to me because these are not people. These are entities. And we are walking amongst a bunch of empty, what now the young people call it, is NPCs. That's what they call it. That's the word that Satan gave you, an NPC. But I'm telling you what the Father told me is they are people, they are soulless beings. These people do not have souls. That's why they're very narcissistic, and that's going to amp up even more. That's why they're very unemotional. That you can't really tap them like they ain't, you know, no life in them. Like the emotions not motioning. The E is not motioning, right? And so, yeah, that's going to be something to be leery of. I'm going to make another video. And in that video, I'm going to explain how the Father was talking about Nephilim. I'm not gonna go into this video. I don't want it to be very long. I'm just gonna make a playlist, and I'm gonna call it Soulless. I don't know. I'm gonna call it Satan's Army. I'm gonna call it playlist Satan's Army, because that's what he said to me. Satan is building his army. Now, this is all the things he started telling me when I came back as a backslider after he told me it's time to get on the ark. He started treating me like I was in the military. He was like, I'm a soldier and it's time. And he was telling me we're about to go to this war. But the war wasn't like, GUN. I don't know if you can say that or not, or missiles. I don't know what you can say or can't say. But he was talking about like a spiritual war. And he was telling me you need to prepare. You need to sharpen your iron, sharpen your word, know your word, doing the things, the praying, the fasting, the meditating, the having a relationship with him, all of these things, because we are about to go to war. And so it was then that he was telling me about how Satan is building his end times army. And you say, who is it for? It's for you if you're a believer. It's for you. It's for you. If you're not a believer, no worries. That means you're on their side, okay? Because it is some of you with souls that too is part of Satan's army as well. But we're not talking about that in this video. In this video, we're talking strictly about people who have been tricked, deceived, and bamboozled into getting these procedures and doing things to have babies without souls. I want to also say this. Remember, I told you guys a long time ago, probably a year or two ago, that I saw someone did a rapture video. They had a dream. In this rapture dream, they said that the Most High had told them to pick up these babies and to take care of these babies because their parents was no longer around. Their parents had got raptured or some other thing had happened to the parents and the children needed to be taken care of. Well, so while this lady was going through looking to get these kids, she said that the father would say, get this one, don't get that one, get this one, don't get that one. And she said she wondered, well, why I can't get the 2-year-old? It's just a 2-year-old. Why I can't get the infant? It's just the infant. What could it have done? You know what I mean? Sin-wise, to not want the father to take care of them. And you know what? I'm starting to believe the reason why is because they had no souls. They had no souls. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say in this video. Don't want to make this very long, but I just want to let you guys know that there are people amongst you. And I want to warn you, if you are a true believer, meaning this, not one of those believers like the devils, because the Bible tells you even the devils believe, right? It says even the devils believe. So what make you different from the devil? What make you different from demons? Because not only are you a hearer of the word, but you're a doer of the word. Not that once saved, always saved stuff that you got to keep it moving to stay saved. That part, right? You show me your faith and I'll show you my works. That part, right? And so basically what you want to do, sorry, I got cut off for a minute, guys, but basically, why should you know this information? Number one, you need to know the truth. You need to know the truth. And I know it's going to be painful because I know you know somebody who was created in this form and in this fashion. But you need to know so that, let's say you're dating a guy, for example, and let's say the guy happened to be, he tells you, hey, listen, I had a surrogate mom, and he's telling you his experience. You can pump the brakes right there and be like, oh, well, I can't be with this guy. He's part of Satan's army. That's for one. Number two, I sure can't procreate with him because, then that baby won't have a soul. So you need to know these things, right? But another reason why you need to know is because there's going to be a point in time and moment when something's going to happen. And I don't know if it's going to be the purge type of a situation where all of a sudden it just clicks. Again, I don't know why I keep feeling like frequencies is going to be played. Like all they got to do is literally a switch. A switch. You can just cut on or off. And then the people just go like doom, 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 like they got the thing in their brain, the neural chip in their brain, and they just charge, right? Because you're not them and they're not you, and you have a master, but they have a master that is not your master. And yeah, so if you live with these people, because they're family, they're roommates, they're friends, it might be time to think of a plan, of a way of an escape, because those will be the ones that will hurt or harm you themselves or turn you in to some authorities, right? Because they are of Satan and his army. So think on it, meditate on it, pray on it, ask the Lord, is this information true? Could this be real? Hey, go and do some research. Go and see, can you customize babies? What happens? Yeah, and like I say, he told me that they have spirits. Now, he said they have a spirit. So they're animated. You know, they can walk, they can talk, they can move, they can think. But they don't have souls. So anyways, do what you will with that. Pray on it, test it, all of the wonderful things. And, you know, if you know any stories or anything about it. Oh, I wanted to post because, like I said, I've been thinking about it so much lately. And I'm like, I really need to do videos on this. But I saw a video earlier today. And a young lady, and I'm so mad because I saved it and now I don't have the video. So I'm like, you know what? That girl was telling some type of truth. Basically, this girl said that she was an IVF baby and her mom is really her twin sister. And she explained, because I'm like, girl, what you talking about, Willis? You mean your mama, your twin sister, girl? But when she broke it down, I got it. She said that her mom and her, basically, she was frozen. Okay, for 20 years, she was frozen. And her mom is for a very elite family. And they do things like this in these elite families. Her mom is totally messed up, she said, and jacked up because of it. But she said that her mom was forced to have her. They forced her because, remember, they froze her, I guess whoever her father is, which I think she said was her dad or something crazy, child. It was crazy. But I remember this. She said she an IVF baby. She said we also call ourselves Petri dish babies. She said we also call ourselves the crispy chicken, but add an ER at the end. Babies. And the community. She said it's actually a community of people and they call themselves this. Anyways, she said that's what she is. And her mom and her was twins. But child, I don't know. I wanted you to see the story. They took the story away. And I said, this is the perfect time for me to go on ahead and do this and tell the people about Satan's army. With this part of the army. Because remember, you know, Satan going to be just like our military. He's going to have the Navy. He's going to have the Air Force. He's going to have the National Guards. He's going to have the Army. You know, he's going to have the special, ops, all of that stuff. Right? So one part of the army is, the people that don't have souls that were created outside of the womb of a penis and a vagina coming together in unison. And that's it. And that's all. I'm done. So anyways, take what you will with that. Pray about it. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Shalom.